What's going on, guys? It's your boy K-Aus, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to bring you guys a full game commentary. I'm just going to let it start playing now. It's a Mutt Drafts game against one of the better players in the community. His name's Jaybird. You guys probably know him if you guys watched the Madden Classic. He beat Young Kiv in one of the single elimination rounds. Guy likes to run the ball more than pass, so I'm going to be ready for that. But it's going to be a really good game. So I'm just going to basically bring you guys my thoughts throughout the entire game. Things I think I messed up on, things I could have done better, reasons why I did what I did, and kind of just my thought process throughout the entire thing. So as I said, it's my draft, so we're not in my offense, we're not in my defense. But I'm basically just going to be bringing you guys literally no cuts, full game, just the entire time, my entire thought process. So obviously I'm starting the game. Right, for this game I was in Panther's book on both sides of the ball. So I'm going to be using Trio Panther, which is similar to Trips tight end. The only differences are, it's a little bit different plays, but it's got some similar ones. And the tight end's going to be off the line. So if I need to block him, I have to motion him in. But that ends up not being a factor in this game. But essentially, that's pretty much my thought process through it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just setting my audibles. Since I knew him, and I knew he was a top player, I knew he would decline my penalty. So I took the delay instead of taking a timeout there. So I just made sure to get all my audibles right. It was my first time using this Trio Panther actually in game. I've used the Trio Falcon and Trio Panther as just like to mess around in practice mode, but I've never actually played it in game. But I think I do a pretty good job. One thing that isn't really important for this game is that in Trips tight end, when you flip the formation, the buttons flip for you. So the outside guy is still the same button, the inside guy is still the same button, and the middle guy is still the same button. But in Trio Panther and Trey and Gun Trey Y Flex, the buttons switch. So if the middle guy, so you see the inside guy is square here, the outside guy would be square on both sides if it was Trips tight end. And that's actually going to be something that comes into big play right here as you guys are going to watch this. So I always throw my backside in route. And instead of throwing my backside in route, which was butt naked as you guys can see, I pressed the wrong button and I throw a pick. So it's Mutt Drafts, you're not used to your book. It's something that's it's a skill to go into a book and not exactly know it perfectly and be able to run it well. It's something I've always struggled with in the past. I've lost games before because of it in tournaments, but I think I'm actually better at it this year. Obviously, it hurt me right there with that pick, but the fact of the matter is, I'm definitely improved on it. I've embraced pretty much using any type of trips formation, which trips to the one side with the tight end on the one. So any trips tight end formation, I've pretty much been good in, and so I've kind of embraced that. So it hurt me right there. We throw a pick. Basically, what I'm thinking is, if we stop him on these first 3 downs, he won't be in field goal range. We can get the ball right back. But if I don't stop him, we want to at least hold him to 3. So that's kind of my thought process there. It's an early pick, so it's not the end of the world, but something I like to do on the first drive is I always like to see what the defense is in, what adjustments they're making. How often they like to blitz, do they even have a blitz out of their formation, all that stuff, and that's something I didn't get to see. So he got to stop without ever being able to see what I do on offense, as well as me not really getting to see what he likes to do. So we both didn't really get to feel each other out right there. It's just a quick pick, so it's almost a non-drive almost, just a turnover. So right there, he goes to inside zone. He did get a Trips tight end book. I'm not 100% sure which one it was. It definitely wasn't Pat's or Bill's, because I don't think he had Pass Fly Post. And I'm pretty sure he had Xbot, but so it's probably Chargers or Broncos, but I'm not 100% sure. So regardless, Trips tight end is probably my favorite formation to get. So he did get a lucky draw right there, but it didn't end up being too much of a factor in the game, because I don't think he's too comfortable in the formation as we blitz him right here. Because I think he likes to run deuce close more, which he does have in his book, but he doesn't go to it a ton. So regardless, we force a 3rd and inches here. My first drive mentality a lot of the time is blitz a lot, see what they do against it. If they can't handle it, I blitz them all game. If they show they can handle it, then I start mixing in more coverage. But kind of just trying to read what they like to do and go from there. So right here, he goes to the run, and we force a 4th and inches. We blow up the base. So big play right here. He goes hurry up, which I don't mind here. He probably expects me to blitz in this 4th and 1. So I go to coverage. A lot of the time on a 4th and 1 situation, I expect them to think I'm going to blitz, so they're going to max pro, and I go to coverage. So as you can see here, I'm only rushing 3. I have a spy for Steve Young because he is fast. He only puts 3 out, which is perfect, and we have the perfect defense for it. We have hard flats, everything's guarded, and he just chucks it, and he catches it. So he throws the ball to Antonio Brown there. Not even a great spec ad catcher. You guys can't see my reaction on the screen. I can. It's pretty funny. I was freaking out. I mean, I wasn't freaking out, but I was just, what the heck was that? I don't know how he caught it. But regardless, I played coverage there, which was the perfect call because I know he expected me to blitz. He only sends 3 receivers out, 3 versus 8s. Almost never going to get open unless you play awful defense. And he just gets a lucky play. So he's in my red zone now, so we're just going to try to hold a 3. And right there, he gets a good cut to get to the 1-yard line. And he goes, hurry up here. I'm trying to cross-man my safeties and try to blow up this run. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not great at blowing up wham out of nickel normal. I'm not 100% sure how to do it. It's not something I run in normally. I only run it in mutt draft, so it's something I'll have to practice come tournament time. But for the time being, I don't know how to blow up the run from it. My only run defense is manning up my safeties, as you guys have seen in previous YouTube videos. That's pretty much how I stop the run out of anything, especially if I don't know how to shoot the gap on it. So regardless, he has a little bit of a lucky drive. He goes up 7-0, but we need to figure it out. We threw a bad pick off what was going to be a wide open read, and we just pressed the wrong button. But we're just going to be conscious of that and make sure not to make the same mistake again. But knowing we're down a stop and he just got 7, regardless of how it happened, we have to go get points now. So I'm not going to play any differently. I'm just going to know in the back of my mind it's really, really important that I go get points, because if he goes up 2 stops, then I'm pretty much in big trouble, and I'm going to have to fight from being down. So right here, this is actually a play that I hadn't practiced before, but I actually really liked it because I like the corner route from Shockey. It's a short one that ends up being pretty good. So you're gonna see that a decent amount today. And right there, I hit it, throw a little high ball, and Shockey comes down with it. You're almost never gonna drop that high ball. I know it looks like an ad catch, but really, I have no problem with that. I'll probably catch it 15 out of 16 times. And honestly, you're gonna see a few high balls to Shockey today that I actually didn't really understand how I dropped them, and I'll talk about those when they happen. But something that you guys really need to be doing is embracing your high balls, just simply because they're really good. I mean, if you have guys like Moss, Julio, Amari Cooper, and then your tight ends Kittle, Shockey, Jimmy Graham, you need to be throwing high balls to these guys. They might not seem open, but they really are. Like, if you get an animation like I just got on that one, you're going to catch it pretty much every single time. So right here we go to dagger. Pretty much my counter go of the Trey Y flex and trays and trios. That crosser is really, really good. It sits underneath deep blues. And right there you see it beat the deep quarter. And we get our feet down and get it inbound. So nice dot. We're putting together a nice drive now. Basically, like I said before, we're just trying to get points. And this is almost like my feel-out drive. So since I didn't really get my feel-out drive from the first one because I threw that pick, I'm kind of feeling him out now. I've noticed he's blitzed me once or twice, but he doesn't really have a great blitz from whatever he's doing. He hasn't really gotten much pressure at all, even when he sent extra guys. So I'm pretty much not scared from anything he's doing. If he had a really good blitz from whatever his formation is, he would have sent it already. At least from what I would expect. He wouldn't save it. So what I'm pretty much saying is I can draw up whatever I want just to beat his coverages. I'm not really worried about blocking a blitz too much. Just blocking my running back will be fine. And then if I send 5 out, I'm usually making a quick read anyways, so I'm not too worried about a blitz there either. So that's good to know, especially going into a game, what a guy's going to do. If he's going to blitz you a lot, he's going to play a lot of coverage. So right here, we go to probably our favorite money play out of trips tight end. It's PA shot wheel in the red zone. And he plays really good defense, and I try to get outside the pocket and nothing doing. I had the piece McNabb in this game. It's a legend piece. It's like an 86 overall. I got awful quarterbacks. It doesn't make too much of a factor in this game. I remember one overthrow that maybe shouldn't have been, but it ended up not making a difference in the game, so I didn't complain about it too much. But right here, we throw a high ball to Shockey. This was one of the ones I was mad about. I think that's caught in this game. If I throw that same high ball, I think I get a perfect animation 9 out of 10 times. Maybe more, honestly. So I don't really know why he dropped that. And I'll I was pretty mad about on his stream, to be completely honest with you, especially at how he got his first down on 4th down against me the drive before. So regardless, we settle for 3 here. Not the greatest scenario. So pretty much he's up 1.5 stops now because he got a full stop, got 7, then held me to 3. But to be honest with you, I don't mind the 3. I thought I played really good defense the first drive, and he didn't show me anything that scared me too much. I should have had a full stop, and I didn't, but I'm not scared for the rest of the game, at least in this moment, because I don't think he's shown me anything that could really scare me. So I'm just going to keep doing the same thing with nickel normal, mixing in pressure, probably sending pressure more than playing coverage, but then also mixing in coverage when I think he expects a blitz. So just kind of playing mind games and playing that little chess match of when I think he's going to block extra people and when I don't think he will. So he comes out and deuce close. I think he saw that he was able to run on me fairly effectively at the end of the last drive. But I think I'm going to do a better job when I have more space. When it gets in the red zone and you man up your safety sometimes they end up just running into your line and kind of just getting stuck there and not really playing the run the way that they should. So when you have a full field like this, they're going to do a little bit of a better job. As you can see right there, he just filled that gap, and he goes right back to trips tight end. So I'm guessing he also, since he usually runs deuce close as a normal offense, at least in the past, I'm guessing he doesn't have a great deuce close for this book other than just running wham. So that's probably why he's not staying in it, I would imagine, because I know he's a runner, and going into the game I played him as one. So we're doing a good job against the run. He's at 6 rushes, 9 yards, and most of those were on those red zone runs. So as long as we keep containing the run and making him pass, I think we'll be successful. So right here, we're back in our nickel, and we're using Landon Collins. He's pretty fast, decent hit power, so it wasn't an awful draft pick. Nice little dot from him there. I think he smart routed the post on double and sail, which doesn't get done very often, to be honest. I was kind of surprised he did that, especially him not being as comfortable in the formation. But regardless, it's a good dot on 3rd down, and he picks up the stick. So he showed me a little something right there, but I'm still not worried at this point from his trips tight end. I'm still going to be really playing the run hard, and if he goes to pass, I'm going to keep sending pressure, and then I'm going to make him throw a few more passes, I think, against the blitz before he shows me that he can actually really dot it. So from there, just trying to get a stop before half and maybe get some more points for myself. Sorry about that. As far as adjusting out of nickel blitz, it's not the most comfortable thing. I'm not the most comfortable in it, just because I like using the 3 rec and adjusting with my cover 3 shell at a 3-5 odd, but eventually I'll get used to it. Right there, he's honestly super boxed. I was trying to adjust B at the last second, and I've always preached don't adjust B late, because if you do, you'll get stuck, and I get stuck on my D-line. I can't use it, but he had literally nothing open. We had a hard flat for his drag, and he had a fade which our deep blue was covering. So he really had nothing open if we just had our user, but we get stuck on the D-line. He ends up getting a good dot. So he's back in deuce here. We're expecting run. Honestly, he should run. He needs to take my timeouts away. If he doesn't, I don't think it's a great decision. And of course, he runs wham, and we get a nice block shed, and we get a tackle. So I'm going to use my timeouts now. I want another possession for sure. I really think that I could at least get 3, especially if I have over a minute. I'm really comfortable in the trio Panthers since it has a lot of trips tight end plays, and I think I can pick up yards in bunches. So I'm really just going to sell out versus the run here and make sure that he doesn't get any points other than 3 here. I don't really expect him to pass, at least in this moment. But he ends up passing, and he actually has a touchdown. But he wasn't even looking at it. He was trying to throw the wheel, and he got screamed at. So I guess it's good defense. We were lucky enough to scream and lucky enough for him not to see his touchdown. But regardless, 3rd and 13. This is a really hard one to get a first down on. So I'm just gonna play coverage. If I blitz here, I think I would be silly. It'd be stupid to do. I'm just gonna play sticks. Make sure I have everybody around the markers, and pretty much just make sure he takes something underneath and make a tackle. He probably, honestly, if I'm him, I'm probably running the ball here or taking a sack. or maybe like just going to pass, and then if what I want's not there, just taking a sack. But he just runs the ball, which I don't think is dumb. I think that's smart. Make me take my last time out, take a few seconds up, and then take my 3. Especially when I get ball at half if I'm him. Going up 10-3 before half would be perfect. So in his mind, he's probably thinking, okay, I'll take my 3, go up 7, get a stop, get the ball at a half, and if I get 3, the game's pretty much over. So 13-3 would pretty much end it at a half, unless he just played bad down the stretch. But what I'm thinking also is, okay, we gave up that long pass. I don't mind giving up 3 here. I think I'm going to go get 3 back and make it 10-6. And he still really hasn't shown me anything on offense. His first drive, he got the ball in midfield. He pretty much got stopped and got a 45-yard ag. And then his second drive, he had the 1 dot on 3rd down, but on the next one, I get stuck on my D-line, and he ends up picking 40 yards up right there when he would have had nothing open. I just couldn't keep up with my defensive tackle. So he really hasn't shown me anything on offense. So I think if I get 3 here, I'll get a stop at a half, and then it's my game to lose. We get a decent return here to about the 40. So what I'm thinking is probably just 2 dots. I don't really have to worry about sidelines. I can just make any pass inbounds or out of bounds. And then from there, just making sure I get 3. So right here, see what we audible to. Okay, we went to shot wheel, which means I'm just trying to pick up a big chunk here, hitting my S-post or my crosser. And that crosser, I've noticed, is a little bit faster. And that was the one pass from McNabb where I was like, wow, if I had a better quarterback, that was a free 3. But in the grand scheme of things, it ended up not really mattering. I was mad in the moment, but it is what it is. I did notice that crosser is faster, though, than the crosser from trips tight end. It runs really, really fast. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a little bit more shallow, but I did like it. But regardless here, this is me not knowing the formation. I'm trying to motion this corner out and turn it into like a deep corner type thing and like hike it, but because of the wide receiver splits, it just doesn't let me hike the ball, and it ends up being a post, which isn't the end of the world. I don't mind it. And we actually get it open. But I had to drop back really far because of his defense, and I have a terrible quarterback, so he overthrows another one. I'm not going to completely blame that on McNabb. He pushed me back a lot. I had to back up a lot in the pocket, like 10 yards, and he gave me a under pressure throw. So I can't really be too mad about it. But it is what it is. We go back to shot wheel here, and right now I'm just probably trying to pick up like at least 7. If I get at least 7, I can go for it. And right there was the other ad catch. Right now, I'm thinking everything is going this guy's way. I have back-to-back overthrows. That's the second drop from Shockey on a wide-open fade, where I'm telling you guys, if you guys play this game, these fades from the tight ends, if you highball them and you have a good tight end like the full legend Shockey like I do in this game, you never drop these. And I dropped 2 of them, so maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know, but I thought I should have caught both of those. Regardless, we have to punt it back to him. We can't go for it there and risk giving him more points. I just have to make sure I give up nothing right here. If I give up 3, the game's pretty much in his hand, and it's his game to lose, essentially. So I can't give up points here. I have to get a stop. Things are going his way, but that's just the way it is with Madden sometimes. If you're the better player, you'll usually figure out a way to win. And if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to be the better player, I'm going to have to find a way to win this game. So right here, I'm cool with giving up short stuff. As long as I don't give him a ton of rack yards. So you see me with the cover 6 shell on the field without like anything on the right. So I'm going to be lurking the flat / middle on the right myself. And he goes to shot wheel. And my deep quarter went back late, so that's why he couldn't throw the crosser early. He ends up getting a playmaker. I sent 6. He blocked extras. Nickel normal is really not the best blitz when people are max protecting. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's very good. And that's exactly what he did. He blocked his tight end and running back there. So we only gave up like 5 or 6 there, or sorry, like 10 there, which I don't mind. Make him use a timeout. It's really not a big deal. I'm going to stay with this cover 6 shell with the left responsibility on my own. And that's exactly what I do. He goes to the same exact play. No, sorry, he doesn't. He goes to verticals. He lowballs that and gets pretty unlucky. So that was the first unlucky play by him. You see he's 5 for 6, but really the 5 or 6 is a little bit skewed because of how the games went, but he definitely got unlucky right there. Should have had a catch. I was happy about it though because I needed something to go my way since I had been struggling. And right here, I'm really just same mentality. I'm cool with giving up a drag. I'm cool with giving up anything short as long as I just go make a tackle. So I give up that drag right there. I think he should have went out of bounds there. I thought that was a big mistake to try to spin and make me miss, especially because there's 3 or 4 people behind me. And he ends up having to blow his timeout there. So instead of having about 14, 15 seconds and a timeout, he only gains like 1 or 2 extra yards and has to blow a timeout. So essentially that just ends the half for him right there. What I need to do is I just need to make sure I send pressure and don't give up anything short. So I send 6. I send it off the opposite side this time. He hadn't been sending his running back out, and his tight end had continuously been on a fade, so I'm not worried about it. And right here, just covering the sidelines. And we had manned up his wide receiver, but Maxwell is awful, and he ends up giving him the sideline. But after pressing him for a while, it took 7 seconds, and he doesn't really have any time. So he has to pretty much go to the end zone here. He doesn't have time to do much else. I'm going to play pretty much the same exact defense as far as manning up the outside guy. But I'm going to make sure not to blitz my outside guy from the tight end side this time. So I just don't want to give up anything deep. But I'm going to man up that receiver on the outside again, make sure to not give up any fades or anything. He tries to go to an out route, which I thought was not very bright. It wasn't even going to put him in field goal range. Wasn't going to make it that much easier of a chuck for a touchdown. So really it should have just been a pick. And either I stay up and go just for 6, but the more likely thing is I get a pick, get tackled, and a half. But none of those happened, so he gets a chuck to the end zone now, which is what I thought he should have done on the play before instead of risking an interception. But it is what it is. Not really the biggest deal. So we're about to go into halftime. Honestly, for the way things have gone, I pressed the wrong button my first drive on the second play of the game and throw a pick. He ags me for essentially a touchdown on his first drive. So to be only down 10-3, especially after the overthrows and drop balls that I had, I'm not really minding it too much. Sorry guys. Still not feeling great. A bit sick for a little while, but to be only down 1 possession is pretty good. I think what I'm doing at a half now is I kind of have a feel for what he's doing. A lot of his stuff from trips tight end. He's ran double and sail with a Max Pro. He's ran shot wheel with a Max Pro. And he's ran verticals with a Max Pro. So pretty much all his routes from trips tight end are a Max Pro. And he wants to run the ball and run Max Pro. So I'm pretty much aware of that. So this half I'm going to mix in a little bit more coverage just to counter his 3 routes with 8. So he really can't do much. And then just make sure I stop the run, which I did a good job of in the first half. The only decent run he had was near the goal line. So we need to stop out of the halftime, though. If I give up any points here, especially in draft champions where I'm not a ton familiar with my playbook, I'm going to struggle. So right here, he comes out in a new formation, split backs. I'm thinking run the whole time. I wasn't thinking anything else. I didn't want to man up my safeties the first play just in case he had some weird little pass out of it. But I was definitely thinking, okay, run, because you don't not come out in a formation all half that you're comfortable passing in and never run it. So since he didn't run it all half, I knew that it was going to be a run play, like 99%. And now that I know he likes to run out of it, I'm manning guys up here, and then I deep quarter the outside guys to make sure I don't get beat deep. I don't think Antonio Brown will burn my safety because he's usually a slow receiver. Of course, he goes back to the run. It looked like good run defense, but our guy's just not fast enough to make the play. It was probably my fault for holding the gap. Just in case he was going to pass, I wanted to set up my blitz for it, but I'm going to sell out to the run after that. From now on, I'm not going to let him run the ball on me out of that formation because I really don't think he's comfortable passing out of it. So comes out in it again, and we're going to set up for the run again. I know he wants to run the ball. It's nothing new to me. I know what he likes to do. I've played him before. I've seen him play. So every formation that he comes out in, I like to play the run first, especially when he's in a weird, I don't even know what good passes split backs has. So my thought process right there is just make tackles. So right now what I did is I just made subs at my safety spot. Bouye was a little bit slow from the safety spot when I was manning him up, and I didn't like that. He wasn't doing a good job against the run because he wasn't getting there fast enough. So I made a switch to put him outside at corner, and then I moved Darius Slay in. So that's what I did there. And right now we have perfect defense set up, and he ends up taking off with his quarterback. So like I said, nickel blitz isn't the greatest isn't the greatest when people max pro, and that's the only thing he's doing. So I should be mixing in more coverages here. But to play the run, I'm been keeping the guys blitzing. But right here, I would play coverage right now if I was looking back at the game, the way he's been passing the ball. But it looks like I'm setting up a blitz here, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, especially because I haven't been getting home. And all he's done is max pro. So once again, he max pros. And we're all over the crosser. And he does a good job with the S-post, but doesn't really get the animation that he probably deserved. Maybe he threw it a little bit late, I'm not sure. But regardless, we get a big-time hit stick and we knock it out. So 4th and 6. I really want to get off the field here. I would play coverage right here again, like I said before. I don't think that he can pass against 8. He keeps max proing, so I shouldn't be sending pressure because I'm not getting home. But I end up setting 5 here, looks like, which I probably shouldn't have done. Actually, you know what? He's about to call timeout. He didn't look like he knew what he wanted to run, and he wasn't going to get his play off. So good. I guess this is a big play, so it's not a bad timeout for him. But if he needs it later, that's going to hurt. I don't think I would have taken the delay either if I was him, though. I don't mind the timeout. You got to have your right play. And in MUT drafts, obviously, like if you're in a regular mode, you should have, okay, 4th and 6 is what I'm running. But you're in MUT drafts, you're probably not comfortable in your formation. You don't know what you want to go to. So I don't mind him using that timeout there. This is a huge play. So he stays in the bunch. I really like my adjustments for bunch while sending 5. I still think I should have sent 4 here, but that is what I do. I end up playing coverage. So I guess after thinking about it again, it's a good thing I didn't blitz. I'm happy with that. He's been sending max pro, of course, max pro again, and we're all over everything. Everything was boxed, but we just get nothing. No sheds, anything. And he throws right into a hit stick. That's Landon Collins. Monster hit stick. Hangs onto it. I don't know. We play deep quarters to cover the deep corner. And the deep corner just gets all the time in the world to just sit there while the deep corner runs back with the fade. It just, I don't know. We played perfect defense, and we just didn't get a shed. We sent our spy when he rolled out, but our spy was just too slow to make it happen. And we get a hit stick on his corner route, and he catches it. So we forced 2 4th downs this game. Both times we didn't get off the field. It is what it is. If you're not going to get off the field on 4th down, you're not going to win the game. Even though I thought we played good defense, we didn't get off the field. So we're in a tough spot now. I'm surprised he passed right there, to be honest with you. Right now, if I'm him, especially the way he likes to play, I'm running the ball 3 times. If I have to kick, I'll kick. I really don't mind it if I'm him. But he passed right there. Ends up making a completion, so good play by him. But I'm running the ball every time if I'm him. So he runs the ball there. We get a stop. Doing a good job against it. You see 10 rushes, 19 yards. Forcing the 3rd down here. If I'm him, like I said, I am running the ball again. I'm letting the clock go all the way down. I'm probably running like a stretch or an inside zone to make sure it takes up to 4 seconds. I'm getting to the 4th quarter. I'm going up 13-3, and I'm letting my defense win me the game. I'm not giving up a quick score. So, anyways, he passes, and we have everything boxed, and he passes that. No idea. Don't ask me. I don't know what he was doing. He had the game all in his grasp. The game was over with. All he had to do was run the ball. Instead, he throws a pick 6. And now I'm thinking this game is cooked. I'm winning this game. There's no way I'm losing this game. I don't think he can stop me on offense. He's really just gotten, I felt like, lucky breaks to get a stop on me. Maybe it's my mistake. Maybe it's the game. I don't know. I just felt like I was comfortable on offense and he didn't really have anything for me. As well as on offense, I feel like I've been boxing him and he's just kind of been getting broken plays or lucky plays. Like on the 4th and 6, he gets the corner out off a broken play, eats a hit stick and catches it. On the 4th and 1 in the 1st quarter, he throws an ag. Like, I just really feel like I've been outplaying him, and I don't think he's going to score. So I'm feeling confident after that pick 6. I don't think I'm going to lose the game. It was the biggest turn of events possible, a minimum 10-point swing. And now I'm thinking to myself, now as I'm looking back at it, I'm thinking to myself, he literally hasn't called a pass play without running max pro. So I'm going to play the run early, and then when I get to 3rd downs, I'm only sending 3 or 4. But I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing the drive, but that's my thought process right now as I'm looking through it. So he motions the running back, so I know he's passing now. So I send 5. He sends max pro. Not shocked by that, but I ended up actually having a bad user. I lurked the corner route, even though I don't think the corner route was really going to get open. But good dot, so 2nd and inches. And he's really passing the ball more than I'm expecting, to be honest. I'm still, and knowing that who he is and what he likes to do, I'm still thinking run the whole time. I'm not really worried about the pass. I just don't think he's that comfortable in it. So I'm going to be all over it. Right there, he goes to the run. I thought we forced the 3rd and inches. I really wanted to make him sweat there. But he ends up getting a 1st down. So, once again, new set of downs. I'm thinking run early, backs pro late. And when he's doing that, when it gets to those late downs, only send 3 or 4. But right here, he actually makes a really smart play. So he noticed that I've been manning up my safeties pretty much the whole game. And I've been manning them up to the tight ends. I don't know if he noticed that before, but I'm guessing he did because he blocks his tight end. He fades his receiver. And I thought Xavier Rhodes might be fast enough to get back there, but he wasn't. My mistake right there is I usually, against Deuce Close, every single time from 3-5 odd, is I am non-baseline, non-baseline, non-baseline. However, from nickel normal, I like to baseline it. So I don't give that up if I'm not baseline right there. But regardless, I was, and I gave it up. So I have to hold a 3 here. I don't think there's any way that he's going to pass until 3rd down. And so I'm playing the run twice early, and then from there we're just gonna play coverage on 3rd down and get our 3. We hold him to 3 and then go get our 7. That's the plan right now. I have plenty of time, so I'm not really worried about the clock. I'm not burning timeouts because when I know when I get my game-winning drive, I don't want him to have any time. So I'm also gonna let this go to the 2-minute warning because, like I said, I don't think that he can stop me. I really don't. And my mindset is, okay, it's 13-10 right now. That's the score already. I'm not giving up 7. And when I go get my 7, or at least my 3, I want the score. I want the time to be minimal. I don't want him to have any time to do anything. So that's my thought process. So I don't mind the clock running down right here. He honestly shouldn't hike it either. His thought process should be, I'm going to get my 3 right here, and then I'm going to stop him. And when I stop him, I don't want any time left because if I don't have any time left, then he can just like kneel it out. Like once he gets his stop, he doesn't have to worry about getting too many 1st downs. He can just clock it easily. That's probably his thought. That would be his thought. My thought process if I was in his shoes: get my 3, don't leave him a ton of time, get my stop, don't have to clock him too much. But he hikes it before the 2-minute warning, essentially wasting, letting me save a timeout. Essentially, is what I was saying. Because I actually would have called timeout on the last play. I wouldn't let him get it to 1:30. I would have called timeout. So he lets me save a timeout, which was a mistake. And so I have 1:53 timeouts, which is unbelievable amount of time. Like, I'm not worried about the clock at all. I'm throwing anything in bounds. It doesn't matter. I'm not worried about it at all. So I'm literally playing like a normal drive, essentially. And right here, I accidentally messed up, I think. Yeah, I did. I was trying to audible, and my button like didn't go through, and it flipped. And so what I ended up doing is I just audibled down to a run. Since I said I have so much time, I didn't want to just force a bad pass play and take a sack or something. So I didn't mind going to the run, making sure I don't lose any yards there, and then not really worried about the clock running. So I'm just gonna go back to a different pass, and we're gonna see if I go back to the pass that I threw on the first play of the game. I press the correct button this time, and we get up near a 1st down. My passing stats look atrocious, guys, but you have to keep in mind I didn't really have a ton of possessions in this game. I lost my first one on a wrong button pick on would have been a completion. I lost another possession on 2 overthrows and a drop pass to Shockey, as we throw a nice low dot right there. And then I got a pick 6, which I would have had an offensive possession on, but I ended up scoring on it. So I really only had a few possessions. So I'm not really worried about my passing stats. I really felt comfortable passing it for the whole game. If I don't have that wrong button pressed, I think the game goes a completely different way. As you guys are seeing now, I'm having no problems passing the ball. That's 3 straight completions, all for 1st downs. I'm moving the ball just like that, no problem. As you guys can see, the clock wasn't an issue at all. I haven't burned a single timeout, and we still have 50 seconds. And he hasn't shown any ability to stop this play, so I'm just going to keep going back to it and see what we have going for us. So he sends 4 out again. He mans up Shockey, and Shockey's not having any of that. Another dot. Now I'm still letting the clock run. Now I'm thinking If I get my 3, he's going to have no time left. If I get my 7, he's going to have no time left. Regardless, this is the last possession of the game. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to let the clock run right now to about, I'm thinking like 18 seconds. And then I'm going to run the ball, and I'll start calling my timeouts. But anything under 18, I'm comfortable with him having no time. So I think he should have called timeouts. He doesn't. That's on him. We got a nice little vision right there. And we get it to the 15 seconds. So right now I have 2 plays to get in the end zone, and it'll take minimum 6-7 seconds if it takes 2 plays. So he really has no time. Time's not a factor for either of us anymore. I have the timeouts for my plays I need. It's just, can I get in the end zone or can I not? I meant to sub in. I have a backup running back. Didn't sub him in. I was going to run fullback dive, but since I didn't have it, I went to the toss, and McKinnon spins him out. He was there. He played good. Actually played really good toss defense. He had 2 guys there. He didn't click on. If you click on there, it's a tackle. I don't know why he didn't. At least the second guy makes the tackle if he clicks on, at least. So, Ross, we get a touchdown. I'm thinking game over. So you guys seen I've been kicking to the sideline all game. He comes out an onside kick, and I outthink myself like crazy. I think, okay, he's an onside kick, so he has a fast fullback. I don't really want to kick it to his fullback and give him a chance to get yards. But I was thinking with the mentality of 3 points, but he needs 7, which is so stupid. I should have just kicked this short like I was thinking to do from the jump. I let the onside kick get in my head, and you guys have seen it too many times before. He gets perfect blocking on the kickoff. I strafe up, but I have to end up moving a little bit to get out to him because I was such a slow strafer. And he scores. And all that fight, all the fluke that we went through, we blow the game on my own mistake. There's no way I should have lost this game. I don't care about the ad catches. I don't care about the drops. I don't care about the overthrows. I played it stupid. It's the same exact mistake that knocked me out of the club series when I thought I was one of the best players in the world at the time. I wouldn't say I'm one of the best right now, but I was at the time. And the fact of the matter is, I let a kickoff beat me again. Luckily, this wasn't for thousands of dollars, but I really have the message ingrained in me now. I know what I'm going to do. I should have just done my scum kick and made him return it to 5-10 yards or whatever. But you see, I went to the replay to look at this ad catch. I was mad about that, but really, it was my stupid mistake that I made letting him win the game off a kickoff. I should have never left it to that, but whatever it is, I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys want more of these videos, just leave a like for me and leave a comment below on what you liked about it, anything I can improve on. But if we get 150 likes, I'll do another one of these with my entire thought process on it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy. Peace.